morning, guys. Welcome back to Raver's Mead. And we are finally going out for a ride. I mean, I have been going out for rides, but the weather's just been so grim. There just was no point in me taking the camera. But we seem to have caught a bit of a break in the storm this morning. I don't feel like the storm is done with us yet because it keeps doing this, and then like half an hour later it's blowing a gale again. So yeah, I don't think it's quite done with us yet, but we're going for it. We saw a window of opportunity and we're just, I don't think we're going to go very far. I'm doing kind of like a schooling hack with her today. So I thought I would just share that with you guys. It might give you some inspiration that you don't necessarily have to have an arena to do little bits and bobs with the horses. There is a surprising amount you can do while out on a hack with them. Good job, Nelly knew. So Nelly New here is still just warming up. What I've been doing with her so far is just a little bit of flexing, a little bit of bending, a little bit of flexing. So we'll bend her to the left. She does get a little bit tight down her side, so I find if I do this kind of thing with her at the beginning of a ride, it really helps her out. I don't know if you guys can quite see it, but she's got a mega poo stain up behind her left ear as well. It was very juicy still, and I looked at it and I looked at the weather and I was like, do you know what, I'd rather just go out with a poo stained pony in the sunshine than spend 15-20 minutes trying to scrub it off and then end up riding in freezing cold windy rain. So we're rocking the poo stain, aren't we, Nelly? We got poo in our hair and we just don't care. But yeah, anyway, distracted by entertaining poo stains there. So yeah, this is what I do with her as like the first part of her little warm up. We just do some gentle flexing, and then in between I'll just encourage her to stretch down as far as she's willing to go. And Nelly is really starting to get the hang of this stretching down nonsense now. It's taken a lot of time to get it through to her. Like, I have attempted it in the past, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel like over the last sort of 12 months to 2 years, I feel like my level of communication with the horses has really grown. And I don't know, my level of understanding has grown as well. And I feel like I'm just better able to communicate with them now. And I'm better able to help them understand what we need to do. And yeah, so I feel like we've made some really good progress with the whole Nelly stretching project this year, which is good because it's about time she learned how to have a good stretch. Isn't it, babe? Doesn't help when I've got to wave my hand at cars. Oh dear. Right, can we lean down a little bit and stretch? Yeah, there you go. So what I really want her to do is just be really in a low frame and very relaxed. And I'm just trying to tease those back muscles awake a little bit. So Nelly, out of preference, she will use her back end for everything, and then she forgets about her back, her core, and her front end. Woody is kind of the other way around. So Woody is very much front wheel drive. He'll like power along with those front legs. And to be fair, he's quite good at using his back muscles, but then his back end just kind of like trails 10 feet behind us, not really doing anything. Nelly's the opposite way around to that. Everything with her is in the booty. And then she forgets that she has, you know, functional muscles anywhere else in her body. So I've kind of learnt over the years that you can't force these things out of them either. So I've kind of like been to lessons before, and I don't know even if the instructors had the level of understanding to fully explain what they want you to do with the horse. But so many times I'm just like, I'm at lessons and I'm like, the instructor goes, oh, get them a little bit more round and get them on the bit. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but how? How exactly are we getting them round? How exactly are we getting them to lift their back? How exactly are we getting them on the bit? And I have since learned to completely disregard really vague instructions like that because they don't really mean anything. In my opinion anyway, they just don't really mean anything. And instead, what I do now is instead of thinking, oh, I want to get the horse round, I'm thinking, okay, I want to get all these different muscle groups activated. I want to get her supple, I want to get her listening, I want to get her soft, and I want to get her warmed up, obviously. And so that's where we've come to just doing these little stretches. So I'm just going to do a few more of these little flexi stretches. I try to keep her like from drifting while we're doing this as well. I don't want her to do a leg yield or anything like that. And actually she's really starting. This is really warming up those muscles underneath my saddle as well. I can really feel her back lifting up now, which is really nice. And she's having a nice little stretch down. She is a little bit mouthy, so I think she's finding it a little bit difficult, bless her. But we're not going to rush it. We're not going to hurry her. I'm not going to chase her along. We definitely never lack impulsion with Nelly, so I don't need to worry about keeping that back end going. And have a little stretch again. And I tend to do a little bit more stretching to the left than I do to the right, just because, no, we're not going that way, bird, we're going to go this way. Just because she's a little bit tighter on this left side than she is on the right side. There you go, let her have one more stretch, and then, no, we're not having the grass, cheeky. Are you done stretching? Yeah, and then we're going to go to the next stage of our little warm-up and muscle activation exercise, which is just putting in a few steps of half pass, just a few side steps, and she knows what's coming, she's doing it already. So we're just kind of like building off that flex. Oh, and there's a car coming, that spoiled that for me. Over we go, good girl, that's it, good job. Yeah, so we're just kind of like building on that initial bend that we were working on, and then we're just literally, I mean, I'm not going to half pass right onto the wrong side of the road, I'm not a complete muppet. Obviously, if you're doing stuff like this, you have to be aware of where you're doing it. Obviously, bridle ways would be preferable, but I mean, it's fairly non-trafficky at this time of day, so I tend to do it a lot on the lanes around here. Good girl, Nelly. And she's feeling, she is going slowly, I will grant you that, but I can feel a lot of muscles activating through her body now, which I'm very happy about, actually. I'm going to take that over the speed at this point. We can worry about speed later. So we're just going to ask her for a few steps over again. Make sure there's no cars come in. Good girl. And I'm trying not to let her swing that right shoulder out when we're doing it, and then saying when we go to the left, trying not to let her like throw that shoulder out and completely just fall out to that direction, which she has a habit to do. I'm just trying to keep her a little bit more together. Good girl. And she's feeling really, really good right now. I wish I had somebody on the ground filming her. I would love to know what she looks like. But she feels much more uphill than she did at the start of the ride. Her back muscles aren't quite as activated as they were a few minutes ago. She's starting to let those go a little bit now, which is, it's fine, you know, it's kind of like a baby steps kind of thing. But yeah, I'm just going to let her have a little stretch, and I'm just going to stop asking anything of her for a minute and just move her on a bit. Walk on. Let's just get her striding out a bit, let her walk it off, and then we'll have a little play around with some other stuff. Thank you. Right, let's pick your head up again. And we're going to do, she's lovely and light in my hands. Now, doing this all in walk, we're quite good at this point. Doing it in trot, we struggle a lot with, so she will tend to, she's trying to offer a leg yield and I haven't even asked her yet, bless her little cotton socks. But yeah, when we move it up into a trot, she tends to try to just run away through it all. She rushes, she kind of like falls back on the forehand, so we've got a long way to go doing this in the trot. We do it in the trot, but I'll be completely honest with you guys, I haven't done this kind of thing with her for probably a good month or so now. I feel like all the rides I've been doing lately have been kind of more like cardio rides with her. And I don't know, I guess I've been doing more like hacking-y, schooling-y stuff with Woody, but with her, yeah, it has really just more been cardio, just working on getting her breathing a little bit better. But yes, I have realised that variety is the spice of life. We need to mix it up a bit, and we need to not neglect these exercises because they make a heck of a difference to her way of going. And I am on a very conscious mission at the moment to really build some good top line in our horses, really build their muscles up a little bit. I mean, they're not awful, but they're not great either. Like my goal really is I want show ring condition, but not like fake flabby show ring condition. So many show ponies you see are just fat, being completely blunt and honest. Like, they're not in good condition, they're just fat and they're flabby and they're unfit. And if you even look slightly closely at any of them, you would realise that. Quite why so many of these obese horses get placed so highly within the showing world is beyond me, and quite honestly is an absolute disgrace. But my goal, my very conscious, intentional goal that I'm really going to try hard to work towards, is to have all of our horses in really good show condition through fitness and muscle, rather than through just fat and feeding them, basically. And obviously Nelly is not a show horse. Oh, she loves this thing. Every time we go past this, she wants to go see it. Should we wait for that car? Oh, there's something behind us as well. What's that? Do you know what? Let's just go over here. Come on. There's idiots everywhere. Good girl. You can have a look at your little friend in the sleigh. Good girl. We'll wait for that other car as well. Do you want to go see it? Good girl. She absolutely loves this thing. I don't know why, but every time we come out, she wants to come over and see it. Really cute. Good girl, Nelly. But yeah, as I said, obviously Nelly is not a show pony. I don't really have any intentions of competing her, other than possibly a very low level play around kind of activity. Oh, let's wait for this car. No, we're not going back. Back up. Good girl. That's it. Good job. But yeah, there's no reason why she can't be in as good condition as the boys. Thank you. No reason at all. So that's kind of where my head's at. That's what we're going to try and achieve. We want super fit, good looking, well muscled ponies that aren't flabby or fat. Not much to ask, really. I'm going to have to work my butt off to achieve all of this. Right, let's go back over. Good girl. Over. I think we're going to have to change it up and do something other than the leg yielding in a minute, aren't we? I think what I might do, let's prop her up into a trot, because I think she's warmed up a bit now. Good job. And immediately we're back on the forehand, sorry. The head has shot up, the back is hollowing, very wonky. And she's just kind of tanking a little bit. Like, she's not doing a proper Nelly tank because she's not warmed up in her trot yet, but yeah, she's gone into wagon horse mode, really. It's the best way I can explain it. And let's bring it back. So what we'll do lots of transitions just to get her out of this mindset of bombing off. So we'll do lots of trot to walk, trot to halt, halt to trot, walk to trot, etc., etc. Yeah, so we'll do lots and lots of transitions with her. Like I said, she struggles doing her flexing. Oh, where are you going? Oh, I thought he was going this way then. Oh. So yeah, we'll still do some of the flexing and some of the side steps in the trot as well. But at the moment, I'm concentrating more on the transitions within the trot, just to try and get her, like I said, out of the headspace of rushing, and try and get her just a little bit more balanced and up off the forehand. So once all these cars have gone, we'll have a little play with that. Thank you. I think I spoke too soon when I said the roads weren't going to be too busy today. It's actually quite trafficky. Never mind, it's fine. We can make it work, can't we, Nelly? Good girl. And this is actually really great for her. So I have found in the past that if we do too much schooling with her in like an arena style setting, or in the field even, she can get a little bit, I don't want to say lame, but thank you. She definitely gets like achy, I think, doing too many corners, too many circles, doing too much stuff in like a tight space doesn't seem to agree with her. And I think it's just down to her build. Like, she is a very she's a very straight line kind of horse. She is a wagon horse. She doesn't have the natural build for that kind of work. Like Woodster and Blue, they've got a much more uphill riding horse type build. Nelly hasn't got that. And so she has to work really, really hard to do this kind of stuff. She is, like I said, bred to lean into a collar, basically. She's a wagon horse. And so I find doing schooling like in small spaces doesn't agree with her too much, but doing it out here, out on hacking, is really good for her. Right, I think all those cars have gone for a minute. Let's see if we can do a little bit of, let's do a few transitions. I'm going to try and do sitting trot. Sorry if you guys are bouncing around a little bit with that, but I just feel like I've got a little bit more control over my communication with her when I do sitting trot. And also she tends not to bomb off quite as much when I do sitting trot. She tends to understand that sitting trot is like our schooling trot, whereas like rising trot is we're just going to go hell for leather and bomb through the lanes kind of trot. Good girl. Let's see if I can squeeze a few. She knows what we're doing. She's being very, she's predicting my moves today, so I'm just going to push her on a little bit. Head swung up again then. Good girl. What I'd really like to do is get her, oh good girl, what I'd like to do is get her doing that, a nice big stretch in the trot, which is very difficult. I've only managed it a couple of times and we've only managed a couple of strides, but we're getting there, we're moving in the right direction. Let's wait for that car to go. Have a good stretch. Good girl. No, you're not eating the grass. Thank you. Let's see if we can maintain that low frame. Yeah, so the head swings back up again. No, I'm gonna take the reins back because I'd rather be able to guide her down than just let her have a long rein and go all like hollow like she was going then. Good girl. And we're back. Good job. And I'm really trying to keep her straight through the transitions as well. So one thing I've noticed she'll do is she'll tend to kind of like wobble through the transition. Like I said, she's not got the best balance through her transitions. She struggles to keep straight and strong. And so I do try to help her balance through them. Try to keep her a little bit straighter. Woodster used to do the same actually, and I imagine when I start doing like more schooling with him, I'm probably going to see the same thing again. There's cars behind us now. Flipping out, Nelly. Good girl. Let's let them go. Good job. I'm getting fed up with all this traffic now. Shouldn't they all be at home doing Christmassy stuff instead of out on the roads in our way? Good girl. Oh yeah, see I lost her then. I didn't set her up to be fair. Bring her back to walk. Reset her. Do a few little flex to the left. Good girl. Little flex to the right. And then she's going to want to stretch down, and then I'm going to ask for that trot while she wants to stretch. Good girl! Yay! Good job, Nelly! Good job! And bring it back. So I don't want to let her tank off. That was really nice. I don't want to let her tank off and swing that head up and lose that nice structure that we just built there. Oh my goodness, that was so nice. That was beautiful, baby. Well done. And yeah, that's kind of like how our out and about hacking schooling looks. I won't do this for the entire ride. I'll do like bits of it, and then we'll just kind of like, I'll throw the reins at her and just go for a hack after that point. That is some bright sun. Come on, move over, there's a big horse box coming. You can't even see it, can you? Thank you. Oh yeah, there's grass here. Do you want to go for a C word? I don't know, hang on a second, because there was a thing up there the other day and we nearly ran over it because you didn't want to stop, did you? Excuse you. What are you doing? Yeah, it's still there. Let's get past the thing and then we'll go for a little canter. It's very wet, actually. I'm not sure if this is the best idea. But yeah, like I was saying, we don't do it for the whole ride. Kind of do bits. I will pick my moments. So if I want to do stuff with Woody, I'll tend to do it on the ride home. Because he'll be a little bit more energetic then. Can we go this side? Let's go around here. Go this side of it. Good girl. I would very much like a civilized canter, but I don't think I'm going to get one. I think I'm going to get a kaboom explosion, flat out rodeo crazy horse. Go on then. Yep. Good girl. Trying not to let her go. No, you're not going. Because you ain't got that far to go, missus. Steady. Oh, there's horses in the field racing us, damn it. Steady. Steady. Nelly. Whoa. Whoa. Good girl, well done. Good job. Oh, she wanted to go so badly then. Good girl. Right, I think I'm going to part ways with you guys here. That's probably quite a long video already. I think I'm just going to let her plod around on a long rein from here on out. Yay, we finally got a horsey video done. The sun stayed out. I'm so happy. Every time I've gone to shoot a video lately, it's been like miserable. Oh, see you in the next one, guys. Oh, the naughty ponies are trying to race us again. Uh-oh, I can hear thunder coming at us. Where are you, you little monsters? There you are, you terror. Oh, that was a good skid stop. Steady. Nelly. Go on. Oh. You're a troublemaker, you. What are you doing? Oh dear. Bloody Welsh thing. It's always the Welsh ones, isn't it? Come on. My goodness, Nelly. Well, I think I can say that every single muscle in her back is now activated. And also just to note that I think this is the kind of ride Mum's going to be in for on Boxing Day if she decides to go. Walking, you nutter. Oh my God.